Welcome to Mindset Monday with TLJ Professional Services, where we look beyond the numbers and examine the beliefs, habits, and experiences shaping the way we handle money. This month, we are exploring what it means to give ourselves permission to prosper. And today, we are talking about the invisible limitations we sometimes place on our own financial growth, because it is possible to want greater stability, success, and wealth, and still carry beliefs that make having more feel uncomfortable, unsafe, or even wrong. In this episode, we are going to uncover some of those hidden money stories, examine where they came from, and begin replacing them with a healthier foundation for responsible financial growth. Today's Mindset Monday is Permission Slip to Prosper. What if the reason you have not moved into greater financial stability is not because you are lazy, incapable, or irresponsible? What if part of you has simply never believed that more was available to you? You may say that you want to earn more, save more, grow your business, or finally feel secure. But underneath those goals, there may be another voice quietly asking, is this really for people like me? Am I allowed to want more? And what happens to me if I actually succeed? For many people, prosperity is not simply a financial goal. It is an emotional conflict. You may want more money while also feeling guilty for wanting it. You may desire success while worrying that success will change you. You may pray for increase while feeling uncomfortable when opportunities actually appear. That conflict can make you move toward prosperity with one hand while quietly pushing it away with the other. Most of your beliefs about money were formed before you had the maturity to evaluate them. You may have heard adults say, money doesn't grow on trees. Rich people are greedy. We're just trying to survive. People like us have to work twice as hard. Don't get your hopes up. Those statements may have reflected someone else's experience, but when they were repeated often enough, they stopped sounding like opinions. They started sounding like truth. When struggle has been familiar for a long time, your mind can begin to treat struggle as normal. You know how to function inside it. You know how to stretch a dollar, delay a need, recover from an emergency, or prepare for the next disappointment. Prosperity, on the other hand, may feel unfamiliar, and the nervous system can sometimes interpret unfamiliar as unsafe, even when the unfamiliar thing is good. This is why people can desire change and still return to the patterns they know. Fear of success is rarely just fear of money. It is often fear of what you believe success will require from you. Will people expect more? Will your family think you have changed? Will you have to become more visible? Will you lose relationships? Will people constantly ask you for help? Will one mistake cause everything to disappear? Sometimes we are not afraid of the opportunity itself. We are afraid of the consequences we have attached to it. Many people learned that staying small keeps them safe. If you do not become too successful, perhaps no one will criticize you. If you do not earn too much, perhaps no one will ask you for anything. If you never fully try, perhaps failure will not hurt as badly. If you do not outgrow the people around you, perhaps you will still belong. Playing small can create temporary emotional safety, but temporary safety can become a long-term limitation. Some people have been taught to associate humility with having less, wanting less, or never drawing attention to their gifts. But humility does not require you to deny your capacity. It does not require you to neglect your responsibilities. And it does not require you to remain financially unstable so that other people feel comfortable. You can be grateful for what you have and still build more. You can be generous and still create boundaries. You can succeed without believing that you are better than anyone else. Money does not automatically make someone greedy, selfish, or disconnected. Money often magnifies the values, habits, and intentions that are already present. A person committed to service can serve more. A person committed to family can create greater stability. A business owner committed to impact can hire people, support organizations, solve problems, and create opportunities. More money does not guarantee good character, but having less money does not guarantee good character either. Character must be developed intentionally, regardless of income. A scarcity mindset says that if you have more, someone else must have less. But prosperity is not always a fixed pie that must be taken from another person. You can create value. You can solve problems. You can offer services. You can build products. You can educate people. You can employ people. You can help money move toward meaningful work. Your prosperity can expand what you are able to contribute. Playing small does not automatically help anyone. Sometimes it simply leaves your gifts underused. We often examine the risks of succeeding without examining the cost of never allowing ourselves to grow. What does staying small cost you? Does it keep you undercharging? Does it keep you avoiding your financial statements? Does it prevent you from applying for opportunities? Does it cause you to spend money quickly because keeping it feels unfamiliar? Does it keep you financially dependent on situations you have already outgrown? Fear may protect you from temporary discomfort, but it can also keep you paying a price you were never meant to pay forever. Giving yourself permission to prosper does not mean pretending that every financial obstacle will disappear. It means deciding that you are allowed to participate fully in your own financial life. You are allowed to understand your money. You are allowed to earn well. You are allowed to charge appropriately. You are allowed to keep some of what you earn. You are allowed to prepare for the future. You are allowed to make decisions from clarity instead of shame. Permission does not eliminate the work. It allows you to begin the work without constantly fighting yourself. Your first step is to name the belief that has been influencing your decisions. Complete this sentence. If I become financially successful, then. Do not give the answer that sounds responsible. Give the answer that feels honest. If I become successful, people will expect too much. If I earn more, I will lose myself. If I have more than my family, I will feel guilty. If I try and fail, everyone will know. You cannot challenge a belief that you refuse to name. Next, ask, where did this belief come from? Who taught it to me? What experience made it feel true? And is it still true in every situation? But belief may be understandable without being accurate. Perhaps you watched money destroy trust in your family. Perhaps you saw someone become arrogant after succeeding. Perhaps you experienced loss after finally getting ahead. Those experiences matter, but one painful experience does not have to become a permanent rule for your future. Prosperity does not have to mean luxury, excess, or proving something to other people. You must define it for yourself. Prosperity may mean having enough margin to handle an emergency without panic. It may mean paying yourself consistently. It may mean taking care of your family without destroying your own future. It may mean building a business that supports your life instead of consuming it. It may mean having choices. Until you define prosperity, you may continue rejecting an image of wealth that was never yours to begin with. Now write a permission statement that directly addresses the belief that has been limiting you. Not a vague affirmation, a clear decision. I give myself permission to earn more without apologizing for it. I give myself permission to create financial stability that did not exist in my childhood. I give myself permission to succeed without abandoning my values. I give myself permission to outgrow survival. I give myself permission to learn what I was never taught. The purpose is not to force yourself to feel fearless. The purpose is to stop treating fear as the final authority. A permission slip without a plan can become another inspiring idea that never changes your life. Permission must be supported by structure. If you give yourself permission to prosper, you must also give yourself permission to look at the numbers, to clean up the books, to create a real budget, to price your services accurately, to separate personal and business money, to save consistently, to build a tax plan, to ask for professional help when the situation has moved beyond what you know how to manage. The practical steps stop feeling like punishment when you understand that they are tools supporting the life you have given yourself permission to build. Prosperity is not only about attracting more money. It is also about developing the capacity to receive it, manage it, and keep it. Start small. Allow money to remain in your savings account without immediately finding a reason to spend it. Send an invoice without apologizing for the price. Review your income without minimizing what you accomplished. Accept a compliment without explaining it away. Make one decision this week that reflects the belief that your future is worth preparing for. Your financial identity changes through repeated evidence, not one emotional moment. For the next 30 days, choose one small action that confirms you are no longer living entirely from the old story. You might review your books every Friday. Transfer a fixed amount into savings each payday. Track your spending without shaming yourself. Research what your services should actually cost. Schedule a financial consultation. Create a realistic plan for debt, taxes, or business growth. Do not choose 10 actions. Choose one action you can repeat long enough for your mind to recognize. We do things differently now. Permission to prosper is not permission to chase money without wisdom. It is permission to build responsibly, to become more honest about where you are, to stop hiding from the numbers, to develop the skills your next financial level will require, to create boundaries around generosity, to make room for both present needs and future stability. Prosperity without responsibility can become chaos, but responsibility without permission can become a life of constant restriction. You need both. The version of you who learned to survive deserves compassion. She found ways to keep going. She learned how to stretch, adjust, protect, and endure. But you do not have to remain financially limited in order to honor her. You can thank her for getting you here and still choose to become someone who plans, builds, receives, and grows. You are not betraying your past by creating a different future. You are using what you survived to build something more stable. You are allowed to want a life that is not constantly held together by urgency. You are allowed to desire financial peace. You are allowed to build wealth without worshiping it. You are allowed to succeed without becoming someone you do not respect. You are allowed to learn, adjust, and begin again. And you are allowed to stop asking fear for permission to build the future you know you need. Prosperity begins before the money arrives. It begins when you decide that stability, growth, and responsible success are no longer things you must automatically push away. Your permission slip is the beginning. The next step is creating a financial system that can support the future you are giving yourself permission to pursue. At TLJ Professional Services, we help individuals and business owners move from financial uncertainty to greater clarity, structure, and confidence. Start by identifying the money story you are ready to release. Then choose one practical action that reflects where you are going, not only where you have been. Because playing small helps no one, and you do not have to remain in survival simply because survival is what you know. Give yourself permission to prosper, and then build the structure to sustain it.